The Dorm Disorder podcast contains real stories, adult language, and occasional chaos. Some content may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Now on to the episode.
We're going on a break. As we all know, the class of 1996 is celebrating our 30th reunion, and thank you to my classmate Ed Crawford and class of 1995, Jamal Mumford, for putting together a great cruise. We'll be back shortly after these commercial messages. Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. It's your boy Mike, and I'm here with my partner, Dan Glorious.
Dorm Disorder is back in the building. We are ready to go. I am not going on a cruise. I will be sitting in the heat in Philadelphia and working. That's it. So you can sail away and have to be stuck on a boat, and I will be fun and happy free with my feet on the ground, being able to go where I need to go.
I'm be playing I'm on a boat all week. That's just so I'm be pumping that all week. Let's not forget the housekeeping. Like always, subscribe, like, follow, share. Let's get this out to the community. A growing community is a healthy community, and those extra little 1, 2 we see every week, that'd be going a long way with us.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of growing a community, we got merch. Dormdisorder.shop will take you to our nice little menu of things that you can buy. And this guy right here will make sure that delivery happens.
Yep. Look, it's real simple. Go to the site, checkout is easy, and select shipping, and we'll get it out to you. So, do what you got to do. Hit that button, order something. We got some hats, we got some sweatshirts, we got some t-shirts, and who knows what stuff we'll bring up in the future. So, hit us up. Do that thing and order some merch. We can use the support.
Yeah, it goes a long way with helping us create this product. And trust me, it is a lifelong little passion to work on something very hard and difficult and make it grow. Mm-hmm. But that requires a little bit of money. So we're going to spend a little, provide a little bit of merch, and that will help us to keep this going week in, week out. We got a special episode today.
Yes, we do. Listen, I do a quick shout out to Rich Berry, because Founders Day, me and Rich were just kind of sitting around talking, and he said, y'all should have some couples from Girard come on there. So that's what we did. Yeah. We scoured the earth. And we found a great couple.
We did.
With us today.
Please let us welcome Rosilyn, Munoz, and just Mike.
Just Mike.
What's going on?
Nothing much. Excited to be here.
Yes, thank you.
We are. Yeah, we're happy to have you.
So we're all Girard couples, which is the weird part about this. So, and we can all, us older folks, can remember back when the day when that wasn't a possibility, because it was all boys, and then girls came, and then couples started happening later. My class actually graduated more girls than boys. And I married one of them, which is weird. But we all got this one weird thing in common with our relationship stories. Mm-hmm. None of us dated at Girard.
Nope. Yep.
So why don't you tell us how y'all hooked up and became a thing and even multiplied?
Yes. So I'm class of 06. Mike is 2 years younger than me. So I knew him at Girard. Girard is so small. But around COVID time, when everyone was having Zoom parties, someone planned a Girard Zoom. And I think that was the first time I'd probably seen him in any type of realm in a really, really long time. Apart from like Founders Day and stuff like that. And I had a close friend that was in his grade, and she used to have like game nights and group gatherings, and we just kept running into each other at these group things. And then, social media. So we were always friends on Facebook and followers on Instagram, and would comment on each other's stuff. And then one day he slid in the DMs. He sent me some heart eyes on one of my posts. And it was like, oh, we should get some drinks sometime. And then 3 weeks went by and he made no plans.
Oh,
But
no.
I wasn't letting it go. So I actually messaged him and was like, these are the days that I'm free in the upcoming week. Like, let's link up.
Hold
And
on.
yeah.
That don't sound like a slide into the DM. Like we went from heart eye emoji
Yeah.
to we need to get some drinks.
I'm gonna give you my version.
Oh.
So it's COVID. We were having the meetups, and this is when like you could order. I think you can first started ordering alcohol on GoPuff. So I was ordering like hella beer just
Okay.
for these meetups.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was a point where me and my other classmate Trevor Peoples, we were just like messing around, see who was in there. We was like leaving messages, like, "Damn, she look good. All right, damn, boom." So eventually, Rose came on the screen, saw her little picture right at the top, and she let her hair down.
Mm.
I was like, "Damn, I gotta do something about that."
Well.
Drunk induced as well. So
Yeah.
liquid courage was going on, and then at the time I was kind of 3 weeks did go by. I was like testing waters and stuff, so I was kind of all over the place at a certain specific time. And then she was just like, "Yo, when we gonna meet up?" And I'm like, "You know what? I got time." So then we met up Taqueria.
Yeah.
Or was it PHS?
No, the beer garden was
Beer garden.
first, and it was more of a just like a, how you been? Like, let's meet up. And the rest is history. I think about a month after that, we, without telling each other, started dating exclusively. Had made our minds up that we weren't going to date
Okay.
anyone else, but I think to me, it was a big deal dating someone from Girard. It wasn't as easy to just like, if it didn't work out, it wasn't just like, well, whatever, we'll break up and I'll never see him again.
Right.
And we have a lot of mutual friends and teachers and house parents, so it was kind of we kept it under wraps for a while, and then a few months later we're like, all right, I think we're gonna stick around for a while so we can start letting people know. And that first Founders Day was kind of fun, just randomly holding hands and people being like, what is happening?
So how do you go from hard eyes to not contacting for 3 weeks? Like what
I
happened
said,
there?
I was like kind of testing the waters at the time. So hard eyes went and I was doing my thing. And then it was just like that harsh reminder, like, damn, I sent a couple hard eyes there. I gotta follow through with that. I was scatterbrained at the time.
I wasn't letting it go, so
Scatterbrained at the time.
It's the move to make. I mean, it has brought you here. It's a good thing to hold on to.
it has brought us here with a little 18-month-old baby.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That is wild.
That was
Yes.
4.5 years ago now at this point, and here we are.
I'm back up just a little bit because I remember the first time I saw Dan and Jill holding hands and I had no idea that they were dating. And this is after Jill had graduated and Dan had already graduated a couple years prior. So and I'm coming out the armory and I just come out and I see them out of one of those side doors that lead up to the ramp. And I see them walking up the main road holding hands. And my first and initial thought was just, ew. It just seemed so off. I never expected to see Dan and Jill dating. That was not the couple I would have expected to see of the folks that left before me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So no, it was interesting. So the day before I graduated. So first of all, I just full disclosure with me. I didn't really know how to be in a relationship. I'm just gonna be fully honest. I had very trust issues. The women that raised me and other things in my life did not allow me to emotionally get invested. Right. So and if you talk to Jill on the side, she'll tell you this. The night before I graduated, she was like almost grilling me to like answer her. And not in anything specific, but like, and I was guarded with everything I was saying. There was walls up constantly. And when we get deeper into this conversation, I'll have a couple other examples. But yeah, we talked that night and then I left. I graduated the next day. But I had made up my mind that I was gonna contact her. But then I waited till July I waited till July, and I think the day I called her was her birthday. I think I called on July 6th, and then we went out, I think, 2 days later. So it wasn't weird, but like I just felt like, yeah, I just could not emotionally. I was not invested in any relationship I had to Gerard. I was not invested at all.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad we didn't date because I think there's a lot of hate for me.
I mean, I didn't date my wife right away. I mean, but mostly because I'm a who. So, I mean, it boiled down to it. I think a lot of people, especially the person that my classmates think I am, from based on who I was back then to who I really was, were two totally different people. I was just a different person outside of Girard. And yeah, I didn't date, and then I left. Went to school in Virginia and military stuff or whatever. And honestly, it's horrible that it's the tragedy that brought me and my wife together. But our classmate passing away, Coley Dennis, when he passed away, and we had always kept in touch through the years, but we started talking a lot more because we planned on, making sure we're at the funeral together and so on and so forth. But yeah, but for Lee passing, I don't see where there's a path that our lives would even intersect. So like Girard put us together, Girard classmate put us together, like, Mike, get over there. I gotta go, but get over there. So I always actually thank him. In my little heart, his birthday just passed just a couple days ago, and I always think of his parting gift to me was very special.
So what do you think it is about Gerard? Like when relationships first start, do you think it's just because it's familiar? Do you think it's because like you share a similar background because of where you went? Like what do you think like drew that in? Like
I think it's all of those things. Dating is hard, right? And you don't really know people when you're like, especially, I don't know, I guess depending on where you meet people. You meet someone at a club, whatever, like you don't really know them. Maybe you meet someone at work and you don't know them outside of work. But it was nice to know some of his history and know like, well, I would like to think like he's not a murderer or anything crazy. He doesn't have a secret family somewhere. Like, I think just thinking about the core values of Gerard and like someone that went there and graduated from there. And I think the nicest thing was just there was a lot of people that I respected that respected me, that knew me as a teenager, that also respected him and knew him, whose opinions I valued. So like one of the that first Founders Day, we went to National Mechanics and I saw Mr. Fisher there, and Fish was just like, I heard about you and Coley.
Coles.
Good one.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yes. You like that? I like that too. So I think that's a big part of it, is just like, even if in the beginning, if I did have any doubts, which I don't really think I did, but just having that shared background to me was major. Yeah.
I feel like a big part of dating is finding common ground. Like when that's like the building off point. So having Gerard as common ground, you can just kind of like branch off and just talk about anything. So that was a big part of us dating, just like talking about a lot of stuff and like embarrassing moments. Us dating people, us breaking up with them, they dating somebody else. It was just like, damn, you felt that way too? I'm like, damn. Sports stuff, teachers. Mr. Leak was a big conversation.
Nah, is he not?
We'll talk about that. That's really what it is. Like that common ground and building off of that. So many mutual friends, like our friend Asia, she would have like her cookouts and we would go over there. Something I failed to mention is during COVID, a little after COVID, when we were allowed outside, I rented a movie theater to see Conjuring 3.
Oh, nice.
And I strategically picked certain people to come. She wasn't really aware.
I wasn't.
I had a little checklist like, yes, Rose came, that's perfect.
And he had a little like pre-gathering to the movies, and I showed up, and it was like 3 other people there. I was the only girl there. It was only like 3 of us, and I was like, oh, I got invited to the cool club. Full time. He had ulterior motives. But yeah, I think Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You touched on it a little bit, and we had talked about we wanted to talk about this and
Mhm.
the complexities of dating at boarding school.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't think I should speak on this subject. I think this is just one of those things that I should leave be.
It's just wild. Like you broke up with me in school. I got to see you at dinner.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
and at breakfast.
And at chapel too.
Every day, yeah. And I never dated anybody in my class.
Mm.
So,
Neither did I.
yeah, that's I got no beef with none of the women in my class on the X front. It's not a thing for me. Everybody else was that I did mess with. They was all younger.
Well, because like when the girls first came in, they only came up to 4th grade.
Mhm.
So it was like 1st through 4th. That was it. And I graduated in the 2nd class with girls. So there wasn't a high school full of
Yeah.
girls running around. It just wasn't the case. So that was difficult. That was difficult to be older. And I'll be honest, like I was very cognizant of my age, and I was very like it was conversations. It wasn't like, and it was hanging out. It was not like anything like
What I was doing.
physical. Yeah. It was none of that. It was none of that because the whole grooming thing was always in my head. And plus it felt weird.
Yeah.
With somebody on it. Like it just felt weird. So it just I stayed out of that. But still, you hang out with somebody for 2 months or 3 months, like they come to your games, you're hanging out after practice, and then you break up. It's and then we're at a dance and so-and-so's dance with somebody, and my friend's like, yo, what's going on over there? I'm like, yeah, we broke up. He's like, well, damn, she got a fat ass. And I'm just like, yo, bro, like, like I don't even know what to say at this point. Like, just kind of like take it, I guess, because just it is what it is. But yeah, it's tough because there is no getting away. And I do want to talk about like if we had a breakup. Did y'all have a breakup that was like that you remember that was like you was kind of messed up? Like for me, I told you I was emotionally not really invested. So for me, the next day I was like, all right, it's time to, not move on to someone else, but just be over it.
Yeah.
So, but do y'all remember something where you were like, not heartbroken, but like, oh, this is messed up?
I'll wait after you.
I could think of maybe like 3 relationships, you can call that in like middle school, high school.
Yeah.
That I was in. Actually, and one wasn't even a relationship. One was like this guy that was like messing with multiple girls. And like we all knew. And it was just like, you're in the dorm, like right next to me. I don't know. It was really weird at that time. Like, I don't even know how we met. And I would be like crying when I would see him with the other girl.
Oh
Because
my
they're like
God,
holding
girl.
hands, walking past Founders Hall. And I'm just like trying to hang out. So that was hard. I don't even know why I put myself through that.
Yeah.
I guess there was nothing else to do on campus.
Yeah, I mean,
But get in trouble and date.
yeah.
So yeah. Nothing really in middle school that I can remember. And then I was dating older guys. I didn't date any boys in my grade. But I think that was hard too. Like there was a thing where the girls in the grade of the boys who were older were kind of like, well, what's going on here? Especially once they became seniors and there were no older boys for those girls to kind of mess with. But dating at that time is already weird, and dating, like adding boarding school to it, just
It is a little awkward.
It's 5 days a
Yeah.
week. It's 5 days
it's
a
just
week.
the
There's
easiest
no-
way to
there's no
like
break.
hurt your own feelings
Yep.
almost.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I was broken. I had one relationship.
Uh-oh.
Man, that was rough. I was young, I was new. So, I was trying to kind of like earn some respect. So the person I did date, we were like really good friends at first. You know how that goes.
Mhm.
I ain't gonna get into details. But who she ended up dating after me was also on the track team. Me, I had the Mamba mentality. I'm like, cool, he on the track team. And at this point, I'm like a junior. That was like my best year. I was like, I'm gonna race him real quick. So this is when we used to practice in the armory. We were upstairs just playing around. He actually called me out, I think. At least my mind telling me that. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I had somebody, I was like, yo, Marcus up. And he don't really know what's going on. He doesn't know the animosity I have right now. I'm like, I'm about to dick this motherfucker right now. Just wait. So somebody called it out. Go. He beat me off them blocks quick. I was like, whoa. Hawked him down. Destroyed him. Now I'm looking at him. I'm like, he don't even know the animosity I got. And this guy's a freshman. I'm a junior, he's a freshman. I'm like, okay, I got something for you. Really great guy. He didn't know what he was getting into. And I wasn't the person to kind of like be like, yo, what you doing? I'm like, you got it. But I bust your ass. Remember that. Bust your ass. So mine was rough, man. It was rough. I feel like that actually led to me kind of like honing in on track. Because I feel like Leek felt it too. Because Leek was aware of everything that was going on. He knew who he was dating. He knew if he was fucking up. He knew if you ain't turning your homework.
Yeah.
So he was like, listen, Coley, I know something's going on now. I need you to channel that. I was like, I got you. So I broke like at least 3 records that year for Girard.
Wow.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's turning that pain into motivation.
Man, you don't understand. Like,
I was never broken, but the one I felt
that was rough.
the one I felt the worst about, where I felt bad at how I did it. So an administrator called me in and said, hey, listen, you're talking to so and so, and I feel like you're too old, so I need you to stop.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you're on final probation, so we can just kick you out without having a review. So I'm like, all right. So I wrote a note. I couldn't do it in person. I bitched up. I wrote a note, and they got called in, and as she was walking in, I slid her the note.
Yeah.
And then I dipped in the Bordeaux. So I knew the next morning was going to be bad. I knew breakfast was going to be bad. So I was sitting at the breakfast table, and I was just eating my pancakes, just eating my pancakes with my classmates. And at the corner of my eye, I saw her walk in. I was like, she didn't even walk up to get pancakes. She came right over to where I was sitting, and I'm sitting here eating pancakes, and she was like right here, like screaming at me. And I just kept eating my pancakes. I didn't even turn and look at her. I just kept eating my pancakes. And then finally, Miss Petty came over, and Miss Petty was like, what's going on? Like, why are you screaming? I'm like, can you please get her, please, or get your girl? Or so I said something like that, and I just kept eating. My classmate was like, what happened? I'm like, yo, I had to break up because I can't get kicked out. I was too close to graduation. So I was like 2 years away, but I felt bad. I still do, because I could have handled that way better. But you're young. What do you?
You could have handled it better. You handled it perfectly.
Did I?
She didn't try to kill you. You're still here. It's fine.
Nah, I should have just said, this is what's going on.
But
Instead of writing a note. Nah, I didn't.
It is high school. Note writing in 1990, whatever, was a perfectly acceptable way to do that. If it was now, you would have sent a text.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the only difference.
That would have been worse.
Remember the do you like me? Yes or no?
Yes,
notes?
no,
Slide
and then
them
you
over?
get a damn maybe back. Damn maybe. Yeah.
Get the hell out of here.
I was just happy to get back a maybe half the time, so I ain't gonna lie. I got maybe. So you're saying there's a chance. All right, couples at Girard. So wait a minute. This is the Dorm Disorder podcast, and we need to tact a little bit here. Yeah, because we done talked about having been in relationships or whatever, and you're only 10 years from me, and 12. So I feel like our dorm disorders should be more similar than not. Now, we've talked to the ladies. What your idea of dorm disorder is not dorm disorder at all. So I'm going to give you a shot. What does 2006 dorm disorder look like in Allen Hall?
And was it called dorm disorder?
Yes, it was called dorm
Okay,
disorder.
all
It was
right,
called
all right.
dorm disorder. So, and I don't know, and Alan, the way Alan was built, no, we were still able to have dorm disorder. So I remember a lot of things from the weekend is honestly really what stuck out to me the most, just because there weren't as many people on campus. So I don't know if you guys had to stay the weekend when you guys were at Girard.
There was a period of time in the early 90s where there was a minor enforcement of staying on weekends. It almost made me leave the school, but that was the only period. It didn't last very long.
Yeah, when I first got to Girard, everyone had to stay the first weekend, and we had a big dance the first weekend. But after that, I was part of the weekend program because I'm originally from New York. So I was there on the weekends a lot. But I remember this one time, and to me, when I think dorm disorder, I think After Lights Out. This was not one of those instances, though. But it was the weekend, and one of the boys was just like, I want to go into the dorm. We were in Banker at that moment. So we literally put a head wrap on him. He used to wear stud earrings, so we put hoops on him, and we brought him upstairs. And we had a weekend house parent at the time. Her name was Miss Carol. And I don't know what it was about her at that time. I actually don't know where she is nowadays and would love to re-meet her as an adult. She was very interesting as a student. She was very aloof. And I don't know if that was on purpose. Like, I don't know if she was like, they don't pay me enough. I ain't paying. I'm just going to pretend like I don't see nothing. But she walked up and she would just be like, hey, how are you guys doing? And we're standing there with this boy and she's like, who's this? And like, we made up a name and he was like talking in a girl voice and she was just like, okay. And like just left. It was just the funniest thing. He was there for like a few hours. But for no reason. We weren't really doing anything. But the fact that he managed to just be up there was hilarious. But a nighttime dorm disorder that I think of towards the end of the year, I feel like we used to turn up as girls.
It would definitely
Turn
get
up.
worse. Yeah.
But we had these water fights this one night. Like we were just taking bottles and cups of water, running through the dorms in Banker. And I want to say it was one of the last weeks because they allowed us to have sleepovers. So you were allowed to sleep in someone else's dorm, but everyone slept on the floor. But I remember us running into one of the dorms with a bucket of water. It was maybe like 6-7 of us playing from 06 and 07. And we tripped over someone that was sleeping. She was asleep. She was not part of the game. And the whole bucket of water fell on her. And we just ran out of the dorm. And I think that ended the dorm disorder that evening.
That's a real Girard thing to happen, right? Like dumping a bucket of water on a sleeping person.
You can't be the first one to fall asleep.
It wasn't even on. This is
Can't
true.
be the first one to fall asleep.
Sleepover rules is every night at Girard.
And so it was. We felt pretty bad about it, but not bad enough to stick around.
It's funny enough, you still telling it to this day. So
so that was a good one. And then there was the time that got me suspended. So we can talk about that now or later. Right now.
You already opened that box.
It was a Sunday evening. We were in 8th grade, and 2 different girls, unplanned, had decided that they were going to go into their parents' liquor cabinet and bring back some alcohol. So one of the girls brought back like Smirnoff Apple. Okay. And someone else brought back Jack Daniels, I want to say.
Wow.
I know.
JD.
And we were like just drinking, and one of the girls got drunk.
Did y'all mix it?
Straight to the head. It was like in a water bottle. Oh. And we were like taking little shots, and one of the girls got drunk and left the dorm, which was against the rules. And she's walking in the hallway, and Ms. Jones was our house parent at the time. And Ms. Jones and Mama Johnson caught her and started asking her questions. She's like slurring her words, all this other stuff. So like we're in the dorm and it's after lights out, and we're just like, yo, they got her. She snitched on us one by one. It was like 8
Ah.
of us. She snitched on us one by one to the point where, and I don't know if they got fun out of this, if she was so drunk she volunteered to do this, but they would send her back to the dorm to come get the next person.
Oh,
that was
yeah.
So she would come in and be like, so it's your turn. And literally one by one, they called us in the dorm. I was the last one called. And they called all of our parents. We got suspended. Because I lived out of state, I was actually on in-house suspension. So I did not go home.
But what the hell is that? Like, what
is
does that
in-house
mean?
suspension? When I went to the school building, I had to go into one of the offices and just sit there all day.
Yeah, I can tell you.
And when I went to the dorm, I had to sit with the house parent all day. So I was on in-house suspension for about 3 days. My mom did have to come from New York to reinstate me.
Oh,
And
she beat your
man,
ass?
yo, she told me. First of all, her and my dad came and she was mad because my dad asked me if I wanted a new pair of shoes for school. And my mom was like, we are literally up here because she just got suspended. But my mom was like, if I didn't have to go catch the Greyhound bus right now, I'd take you in the bathroom and whoop your ass. And I was just like, thank God, yeah, I go back to New York. And literally it was all that was talked about at family functions. For a long time. And even on campus, like our teachers made fun of us. We had Friday detention for 5 Fridays in a row with Mr. Campbell in Mariner.
Gobble,
and we
gobble, correct?
yes.
Turkey neck camera?
Yes, yes. We used to pass notes in there. We used to pass stuff through the windows, and we had to stay that Friday evening. I mean, I wasn't going home anyway, but anyone else, they weren't allowed to go home until Saturday morning. But it was a Friday evening detention for about 5 Fridays, and that, yeah. We did not live that down. Like our teachers, our house parents, like.
So let's go back for a second. You're the last one to get called in. Now, are you laying there thinking,
Good.
please don't
Nah, I thought I was good, man.
Were you anxious? Like every time somebody came back and they didn't say your name, you're like getting a little calmer. Like I used to hate when I knew I was going to get in trouble, but it was like delayed for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And there was that small slither where you thought you were going to get away with something.
Every time she came in and said somebody else's name, I'm like, and then I felt like there was a longer period of time. I don't know if it was in my mind before she came and said my name, but I swore I was in the clear.
Yeah.
I was not in the clear.
We're not.
Was not in the clear. So that was probably like the craziest.
That's pretty good dorm disorder.
Dorm disorder. So yeah, I know the boys though. Like we used to hear stories from the boys, and y'all used to get into some wild stuff. So. I know he got some stories.
Yeah.
What kind of craziness happened?
I got a weekend one, and I got just a regular day one. The weekend one was, I forgot. I was probably like staying for indoor track or something, and I was like, man, I need some snacks. So we went to. I'm gonna just say we. I ain't gonna tell you who else was with me. So we went to, I want to say Merch and Marin. I forgot where the vending machine was. There's probably a vending machine everywhere. I actually ended up kicking that vending machine completely open.
Damn.
One of my boys, he took like a pillowcase full of snacks and he was just like stashing. And nobody ever caught us. Somebody like, we thought we heard somebody, but I was so fast and like nimble, I was able to get the hell out of there. I could navigate. Had hella snacks, Snickers, whatever you want. It got to the point where we started like handing them out and selling them just to make a profit off.
Make a buck.
You know what I mean? Now the other one, our dorm disorders, you know, I feel like my grade, we were like nomads. We kind of like did our own thing, but every now and then we would kind of congregate and kind of come up with some type of like crazy shit. So. I mean, mine not really crazy. It was more so us just sneaking in that girl's in the island. Like that had to be done. I was like, listen, who you talking to? You talking? Let's go then. Ended up in there, kind of navigating, avoiding people, hiding behind stuff, acting like you lamps, and like on some Scooby Doo stuff. So we did that a couple times.
Was that on the weekend now?
No, that was like during the week.
Bruh, that's actually pretty risky.
It's very risky.
Very risky. But we kind of like, we knew that kind of ins and outs in there. So we were able to kind of like duck. We knew like certain spots to hide. Like, all right, that's a little corner I can fit in. I'm skinny, so I can do it. It was just a lot of that. It was a lot of sneaking. It was a lot of like being places we just weren't supposed to be and praying to God that nobody caught us, which we never got caught. I was too quick though, so. I can't say it about everybody else, you know what I mean? But I was too quick. I was just like, yeah, I got to get out of here. Shoom. It was like almost like if you ever watch Batman, how he just appears in the scene, and if somebody's talking to him, he disappears. That was me. Just
It's good.
straight up.
It's a good skill to have,
Yeah.
especially in boarding school.
Yo,
Yeah.
I don't know how I got away with it, but especially being new and kind of like not really knowing how to navigate, but just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and I'm not gonna get caught. It was just a lot of self-talk. So mine is not as crazy as hers.
Oh, I got nothing. I've said it every other.
We brought up the water games, and I just
that is a good point,
we water balloon fights.
Yeah.
As soon as the first warm day hit, we were second floor of Bordeaux. Everybody that was coming back from school, we were just throwing water balloons at them, just constantly. And some people would throw them at girls on purpose. They try to get their shirts wet, like, little childish stuff. But I do have just a quick dorm disorder. My roommate was in a water balloon fight with a couple of my classmates, and they were trying to get in our room like all night. The whole night they were trying to get in. And I do get on some asshole shit sometimes. So my roommate fell asleep. My roommate fell asleep, and I looked out the peephole of Bordeaux, and two of my classmates were both holding one water balloon. I don't even know how they got that much water in there. So I'm like, you know what? So I unlocked the door and let them in. He is sleeping in his bed. They rocked it back and forth and then threw it. And when they threw it, the balloon broke, but it broke over him, and it looked like the water suspended for like just a second, and then it just splashed on him, and they were out. And he's like, damn, why would you open the door? But the funniest thing was, two funny things. He's pulling his covers off, and I'm telling you, like, waves of water were coming off at every pull. It's like, the water was like, suddenly he dried his bed, sheets, nothing's on it. He's sleeping on that cold plastic mattress. And he was like 6'4", 6'5", and he had like a towel as a blanket. And I am on my side of the bed laughing the entire night, just laughing at him the entire night, man. He was so mad. He woke up. He was like, yo, why the hell would you open the door?
That's pretty terrible. Like, your roommate, there's a reason why you pick your roommate. That's your battle buddy. That's the person that's got to protect you.
I protected them for 4 hours. They were still banging on the door. So, and when I saw the size of the balloon, I was impressed. I'm like, you know what? Let me just let them in and see what's going to happen.
See what's going to happen.
You're the kind of dude to be like, hey, you know what? When I saw those terrorists and I saw the size of that bomb, I was like, come on, guys. That's an act of terrorism they performed on him. Damn shame, Dan.
It was worth it. Seeing him sleep on that bed with no blanket, it was worth it.
Please reference back to episode 0.
Yeah, those water balloons were epic.
You have been listening to the Dorm Disorder Podcast. Until next time, lights out.